Hi, welcome! So today's video is super special because I'm collabing with K-pop Shake, my friend Minty. We are going to be ranking outfits instead of roasting. Don't worry, we can still roast them. Nobody panic. But since there will be a little bit of roasting in this video, I need to put out a disclaimer that yes, I'm fat and I'm gonna be roasting outfits. But at least I can fall asleep at night knowing that I'm not a fatphobic piece. Not my cup of tea. Who is winning here? It's me and my dog and my fake parrots. I've been friends with Minty for a while. We even went through my last few scandals together. Fun times. Minty actually invented stage outfit ranking videos, so go subscribe and tell her I sent you. But for real, this video will be different from my normal roasting videos because we won't be going into as much detail and we will be covering a lot of eras. But this video idea is actually super fun because you get to go by era and you get to touch on many different styles, or for maybe Twice's sake, a lot of plaid schoolgirl outfits, but I'm not judging. My criteria, first of all, is based on iconicness. Are these outfits recognizable? If I think of likey, am I gonna mix it up with like ooh-ah? But it's also mixed a bit with, of course, what I find appealing, and style is, of course, subjective. So let's get started. Actually, I'm going to stop you right there to remind you to subscribe to this channel, click the bell to be notified, and you can also do little things here and there to help sustain this channel, like liking my videos, commenting, sharing, following me on Amino, and watching my stories. So ranking lowest on this list is yes or yes, because I found that a lot of these stages felt like a bit of a mess, and they didn't stand out to me in any significant way other than the messiness itself. Twice does a lot of schoolgirl looks, as we're going to see throughout this entire video, and this just feels like a slightly different version of that. They simply just didn't blow me away, and I don't really think of any specific outfits when I think of yes or yes other than just schoolgirl, but that kind of blends in with a lot of other stages. All the members looked like they were going to slightly different parties, but definitely not the same party. There's these pink plaid sets of outfits, for example, and Seongyeon looks like she's got stuck in the fancy era, but it didn't even happen yet. And then Chuli looks like she could be on an Itsy Icy stage outfit, and that didn't happen yet either. There's a fortune teller in the music video, so they were predicting future stage outfits, and yet it still lacked cohesion! Anyways, moving on. The next set of stage outfits are like ooh-ah or ooah-hage. These outfits, again, are like this edgy schoolgirl / lumberjack-esque outfits. But honestly, a lot of these outfits do feel like a mess, except for their debut stage, which was actually pretty cute. Next up is Likey, which did have some nice outfits, but what we're going to notice throughout an alarming amount of these outfits is the blatant overuse of plaid. I personally think it's overdone in this way particularly, but that's just me. Minty probably won't take issue with this. In fact, I predict that she is going to praise the plaid because I hate the plaid. But you know what? She also likes denim, so who are you really going to trust in this situation? I also have to expose her. I didn't mean to do this early in the video. This was not in my script. But Minty also hates parrots. I know! However, she has made up for this fact by sending me videos of parrots in her native Australie. I don't know why I pronounce things the way I pronounce things. Maybe other languages exist in the world. I don't know. I don't want to start any rumors. As I've said, this is something that's quite overdone in Twice outfits, and I personally mix these outfits with, say, yes or ooah-hage. The thing is, even with stage outfits that aren't going to be featured in this video, like Jelly Jelly, they have such similar outfits throughout so many different songs that it kind of just blends together and you miss that level of recognizability. The next set of stage outfits we're going to talk about are Signal. These outfits feel like a different approach to the schoolgirl-esque aesthetic as well, which again makes it a bit harder for me to distinguish some of their stages from one another. So it also ranks low because of the lack of iconicness. However, I do appreciate the cohesiveness, and I appreciate the matching outfits for sure. It absolutely gives me these second-gen vibes of these matchy-matchy outfits and this kind of schoolgirl cuteness, I guess. However, it's not enough to save them because this is a trope, is that a good word to use? That has been used so many times. Moving on to Heart Shaker. Heart Shaker is one of my favorite Twice songs. I actually, full disclosure, I discovered Twice 6 months ago. Before that, I wanted nothing to do with them. But then I did all Twice dances are the same because you guys really requested it, and I did not expect to fall that hard. I just completely fell in love with them. And for 6 months straight, I've been listening to the same songs over and over again. So Likey, Heart Shaker, What Is Love, Dance the Night Away. I've been listening to these songs for 6 months straight, and no one can stop me at this point. So admittedly, Heart Shaker does have some sentimental value to me because when I listen to it, I just feel all types of good. However, though they may be too casual and contain more denim than should legally be allowed, it does rank higher because it's objectively and minimalistically kind of cute and I kind of like them, so sue me. I will point out that these outfits would look so much better and so much more elevated if the jeans were replaced with blue velvet. They also had a few stages that were just so much fun. They played with these fun colors and they played with textures and some turtlenecks and fluffy or sequins materials, and I really appreciated that. So particularly this stage is very iconic to me because yes, they did wear plaid, but it didn't feel like a schoolgirl-esque aesthetic. It just felt like they were playing with a lot of colors and it just felt like it fit Heart Shaker very well. Next up is Knock Knock. We're almost halfway through the list. It's going to start getting better and better, more iconic, more positive. So if you're really not into the whole, constructive criticism or just criticism or roasting aspects of my videos, then we're 17 minutes in. It's a bit late. Knock Knock did plaid again. But again, they have more substance. They play with a lot more colors. And it makes them overall much more fun. And they were admittedly a lot more experimental, so that's why it ranks again much higher. And some of them were quite honestly super cute despite the plaid. They added more levels of interest to plaid outfits that otherwise would have just been a boring repeat. Next up is Cheer Up, and I really didn't know where to put this because yes, I feel like it has a very high level of iconicness, of recognizability. However, they remind me a bit too much of Girls' Generation O's outfits. I mean, it still admittedly ranks pretty high considering, but I just feel like they disrespected Girls' Generation by bringing denim into this. However, it's not that low in ranking because I do admit there is that iconicness. There is that recognizability. When you think of Cheer Up, you think of those outfits. You think of these sporty outfits. Moving on to TT. So I feel like Minty would think that these aren't the best outfits, and I feel like she actually hates these. We'll see. And I feel like you guys would expect me to hate these outfits as well because it seems like they lack substance. But there is beauty in their minimalistic nature again, and I quite appreciate that. No plaid? Awesome. No lumberjack undertones? Great. We need to leave forests alone anyways. I actually quite appreciate these outfits because they played with different colors and made it interesting despite how simple they are. Also, my favorite type of fit are the looser fits. And these outfits fit into that fit category and I will see myself out again. They played with color blocking, they played with sweaters. But again, there's this level of recognizability, of iconicness, because you can easily think of these outfits when you think of TT. Dance the Night Away is next, and of course, I wasn't really following Twice when this came out, but I did read a lot of people's comments about it, about how different it was for Twice, how they finally changed things up, and I can see why people were so excited about it. They had these flowy skirts and these floofy tops, and everything felt like a beach theme, and it felt really fun and fresh. I also really love the retro undertones of these outfits. They feel like 70s inspired outfits, but it's actually quite subtle. And overall, I think they're really nice. We're down to the last 3 sets of stage outfits, and I'm really excited to talk about these because they are my absolute favorite Twice stage outfits. So we have Fancy. This is one of the first times that everyone tends to wear a completely different outfit, and yet it still feels very cohesive. Also, these completely black outfits are totally a look and give me Run Devil Run vibes, without the elements of disrespect that we saw in Cheer Up. Kevin really needs to start writing better jokes. I'm gonna go get him. Listen, people are starting to notice something's off. You need to start writing better jokes. You don't have to get upset. Stop shaking. Why are your ears down? Do you need help? So yeah, I definitely really like the fancy outfits because they are, again, something different. I even really like the way they did these pinstripe outfits. They just feel so elevated while still maintaining these cute little details, these cute little aspects that are still very much Twice. Moving on to What Is Love? Okay, so There's actually a lot of stage outfits within this era that I don't actually like. But it still ranks so high because of the level of innovation that these two particular stages have. Admittedly, this first stage lacks the cohesion that I much desire from a lot of stage performances. However, it ties into the music video. And the music video is one of my favorite K-pop music videos because that music video ties into movies that I saw growing up, and it just has that level of nostalgia. So when you think of What Is Love, you think of all those movies and you think of the interpretation that Twice had of all those movies. I really love the Leonardo DiCaprio and Claire Danes version of Romeo and Juliet. Sue me, I don't care. And these floofy dresses, I just appreciate how different they are and how recognizable they are. When you think of What Is Love, you'll think of these extravagant dresses and you think of these many characters from all these different movies. There's also these sets of pink and purple outfits that I think are actually super cute. And the last set of outfits we're going to talk about are the Feel Special outfits. These have to be the most iconic Twice outfits I've ever seen because they are so elevated and they are very fancy, even fancier than the fancy outfits. I can't help but appreciate this mature yet incredibly sparkly, ethereal, sometimes holiday-esque aesthetic that they went for. This is why these outfits rank number one. There's no plaid. There's no schoolgirl aesthetic anywhere to be seen, no lumberjack aesthetic. When you see these sparkly outfits, you are inevitably going to think of Feel Special. You're going to think of the way the song makes you feel. And the song is very beautiful as well. These outfits just evoke everything that the song is. And I think that's what lacks a lot in some Twice stage outfits. I will agree that Twice has so many beautiful songs, so many songs that just make you feel a certain way, and then the outfits just don't quite translate, or they aren't quite elevated enough for me personally. And I feel like in this day and age of K-pop, outfits have become so important. So to be able to recognize those outfits and be brought back to a different time or to a different era is of utmost importance as well. And these outfits will inevitably be ingrained in our heads forever. They're just so beautiful, so iconic. But yeah, that's basically all I had to say. I was supposed to predict what Minty would think about all of these outfits. She's gonna hate everything I love, and I'm gonna love everything she hates. Definitely go subscribe to K-pop Shake here on YouTube. You can also go follow her on Instagram. It means a lot that we were able to finally make this collab. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well, and I will see you guys next time. Bye!